Hi, this is Lou Joseph with Remax Preferred Realty. I'm just coming to you today to talk about May 2020 and what's going on with the real estate market. Now, we still have a situation here where homes are basically selling above asking, especially under 400,000. We do have businesses that are not open yet. We have social distancing. The spending in the economy is starting to increase, but still not to the point where it was before the pandemic. But we're going to talk about the market. We're going to talk about what's selling, what areas are hot. And, it's a perfect time to be selling a property right now because the supply and demand chain is a little bit disrupted. So not too many people want to sell, but there's still a lot of people looking to buy. A lot of out-of-town buyers still looking, and they're scooping up properties. They're outbidding local people here in Windsor, and prices are rising. So let's dig in and let's go over some of the statistics. And if you have any questions, just feel free to email or call. I'd be glad to answer anything for you. So let's get into it. Okay, we're gonna go over the month of May here, and what we're looking at on this chart right now is the listings, available listings of May, comparing it to May of last year. So May, usually we have a lot of listings come onto the market. Last year we had a little over 1,000 here, and now this May we have 657 listings that have came in on May. So we're down 36%. We're a little bit better than last month. Last month the listings were down 53%. So as we're seeing here, the percentages in listings are going to the upside after this lockdown pandemic. So we are seeing not so much of a hurt as in April. And overall, year to date, listings are down almost 20%. So with that, bringing the supply down, we can't help but have these buyers be in bidding wars still. So sales in May declined by almost 39% compared to May of last year. April, we saw a decline of 54%. So it was a better month than last month. Overall, year to date, the sales are down almost a quarter. Now here's some information here that gives you some idea of the strength of the market. So our average price in May is up 14%. So last May, the average price was $336,000. Now we're at $384,000. And last month, we were at par at $352,000. So it looked like at this point we were declining in average price, and now we have a spike back up to meet February's average price numbers. Now, right now, I think June and July could be some strong months ahead before maybe some cooling off in August, September, October. We don't know for sure. There's agents and brokers that believe that these months here, because of our slump as far as sales and listings, that the spring market would actually come out in June, July, and August. So let's see what happens. But there's still people that were deciding to buy or sell that held off because of what's happened. Now, average sale year to date. So year to date, we're up almost 12%. So prices are moving in upward direction. And over here we show you residential units sold by price range, and we see right now where the strong price ranges are. We see that 300 to 360, 360 to 420, and 420 to 550. Now this area, there's less sales compared to these price ranges, but it's a little deceiving. It's the reason why it's a little less is because there are houses getting priced in a higher price range because the increase in price, and because of the lack of homes in this price range, we are seeing a lot of bidding action as far as these numbers go. So year to date, same numbers, We see where the strong areas are as far as sales numbers. Okay, here's a snapshot over the last 5 years of the sales price to list ratio. So what this tells you is how much a home is selling above or below its list price. So when we're going back here to 2015, we're seeing that homes were selling 96% of its list price, so below asking. As we get into 2016 and forward, we see that they start selling full price, and then really in 2018, this is where we see the average list price, the sale price go above the average list price. We see a spike here in February, 10% above list price right here. And then as we go into April and May, we see that it looks like it bottomed out in May, and now we're seeing it like it's looking like it's coming back up. So homes are selling full price, and this is the broad market. This is Windsor, Essex County. So we're talking about Kingsville, Leamington, Amherstburg, Bell River. We're just taking a broad view of Windsor, Essex County. Now, some areas of Windsor, Essex County are stronger than others, but if we take all that average in, we're still above list price as far as sales. Okay, so here's sale price to list price ratio for including Windsor, LaSalle, and Tecumseh. And we see the numbers are a little bit different than the broad Windsor, Essex County numbers. Okay, we're still seeing that we had a dip in the sales price down. The ratio has gone down, and so the same pattern that we see in the broad market. Here's some of the markets that I'm familiar with. This is South Windsor, and we can take a look at the patterns happening here in South Windsor as far as sales price to list price ratio. If we click the data here, we actually see the exact numbers here. So we're seeing that in May, it was 100%. So all price ranges within South Windsor, on average, is selling full price. In April, it was 6% above list. And in March, it was 18%, 13%. So we've seen so far this year, the highest was 18% in March. Okay, here's the ratio in LaSalle. And as we see, it's pretty volatile. It's it's not a smooth line up and down throughout the years. But right now we see this big spike up here, and we're seeing that in 2020, the list price to sale ratio is actually the highest in May of this year, 104%. So 4% above list price, and that's including all price ranges. Now, if we look at lower price ranges, this number is going to be different, but this is generally a good sign for homeowners in LaSalle. Your values are trending upward. If we look at all of 2019, we don't even see 104%, I don't believe, right? We go in 2018, we don't see 104%. So it looks like here, this is the highest sale to list price ratio in the last 5 years, as far as taking a snapshot at 1 month. Here we are in Tecumseh, and we see that we had a huge spike earlier this year at over 20% list price to sale ratio, and now we've gone down a little bit. So if we look at the data here, May it was 102%, April 102, so basically same ratios, and over here in February it was on average 21% above the list price. Okay, so I took Windsor, LaSalle, Tecumseh, and list prices of property at $250,000 and under. And here's the data, here's the chart, and over here, here's the ratios. So we saw in May, it was a 9% above list value. March and February pretty high at an average of over 20% above list price. Okay, so this chart shows you the historic sale price trend, and we see sideways action from 2010 to 2000, basically 2000, end of 2014. And so the market trends slightly upwards to sideways. US dollar went up in value compared to the Canadian dollar. We saw a lot of influx of jobs and influx of investment into Windsor, and then we just shot up here. So if we look at the data, we can see all the numbers here. So as of May, we're at $334,000 as average price. So definitely this chart gives you an idea of what the market's doing. We're not in a downtrend yet. I don't know when or if that will happen. And we're not in a sideways market yet. If we see a sideways market like this where price goes sideways, you will see less bidding on property. You will see more properties selling for full price or under full price. So this is this area is a very comfortable time for buyers. So you're more in a buyer's market. This is seller's market. So we have to get involved when you're buying property. We have to get involved with the real estate agent we trust, and hopefully that real estate agent can show you some data so you can make an informed decision. You might love this property that's listed for $200,000, and the data shows that it's worth 260, 265, and then you put an offer 220, and you wonder why you lost out. So we need all the data we can to make an informed decision and to be happy with the decision that we made. Going blind and not having that information is gonna blindside you, especially if you're a buyer. Now, a seller, we definitely want to market the property. We want to get onto social media. We want video. We want the professional photos. We want an agent that's on top of its game in getting people in and negotiating for you. And so that's very important too. But where the struggle is right now is definitely for buyers and making that informed decision to put in the right offer that will win. So this is very important. We need to get the information that we need to have to make those decisions. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got some information that is valuable to you in making a decision to buy or sell real estate. If you have any questions or you would like to make any comments, you can definitely give me a call at 509-817-0887, or you can email me at info@bluejoseph.ca. Thanks again for joining me, and we'll see you next month. Take care.